Hello to all my lovely viewers, it's PNG. Thank you for tuning to my One Piece Bounty Rush video. Well, today I'll be doing the top 10 Defender class, and these defenders does not include Blackbeard because I don't like adding EXs on the list because they're naturally given to pretty much give you the advantage to win matches because they are pretty much brainless characters to use. You don't have to really be skilled or strategizing because you can just rely on their character traits, skills, their power to abuse other characters. This top 10 defenders are mixed with Bounty Festival characters and Step Up characters, and personally I think these are the best defenders you could use right now in the league. If you basically want to move yourself towards the top 500 in the SS League, this is the 10 defenders I would recommend personally. So if you guys agree or disagree, please leave a comment down below and just share your opinion, which is the best defender that in your opinion to use in the league right now. Well, let's go to the list anyway. Number 10, Admiral Fujitora Ishio. The reason why I picked Fuji at 10th spot is because that personally I still like this character as well, that he's still got great traits to actually withstand all the assault from Rogers and Oden as well if you meet the right condition. You know that Fuji is an absolute tank if you can keep his HP above 70% plus staying around the treasure area. You will get basically 50% damage reduction plus 30%, that will make it to 80. With the medal set that normally I would equip to all my defenders. Corazon, Hobby, and Fuji medal will basically provide an additional 20% damage reduction as long as he fights alone. So that's 100%. When Roger does attack me, I only get 1 to 2 digit damages, which is quite funny. It will annoy all the characters trying to attack you. Even Fuji has great skills. His Raging Tiger, Gravity Blade will able to basically send people flying, keep them down on the floor. Meteorite will give them surprise drop on their head, especially some stages will benefit this skill. Personally, if you want to be a very tanky defender, go for Fuji. I know he's not the popular one anymore because his element is blue. That is basically putting everyone off, thinking that he will be an easy target for Roger. But trust me, I do have a gameplay for him. I'll leave the link down below and check him out, that he is still an absolute tank. Number 9, Kozuki Clan Kinemon. Kinemon is certainly no introduction. He's currently one of the popular defenders out there right now to be used, due to the fact that he doesn't seem to be a defender. He's more like an attacker defender base because his trait doesn't really provide him much damage reduction like what normally all defenders should have. He only get roughly about 30% damage reduction plus an additional 30 if he stay around with your allies. And his normal attacks are extremely good. You could use it to make yourself basically move forward to closer to the treasure that you want to go to. Generally, the trend when you use this character is on the beginning on the match, if you don't have any runners, he can easily replace the runners and just do his spam his triple attack and then make himself go to the mid flag and just capture it and then immediately go in defense. Even there's situation you could even outrun Oden's, which is actually quite funny. And Kinemon does have skills that can also KO your opponent quite easily, especially his Firefox style, Blaze Slice, the counter move. The normal initial first attack is quite bad, but the second one will be a knockback effect. It can do a lot of damage and will burn your opponent. The second skill is the Fire Widow Flash, a very quick jumping charge attack and will do a knockback effect. Loads of time you could use this move to either knock someone out the treasure or you could actually KO somebody. Rogers generally will be get one-shotted by this move. And as I said, if you want to be a sort of like an attacker based to a defender, Kinemon will be the best one. But if you're looking to be a tanky defender for protecting a treasure, he's not a really good idea character. He's more like a character that when you see an advantage, your opponent, then your allies are nearby, then join in the fight with him. He will gain everything that he needs, so he will be more like an attacker defender base. So that's why I put him number 9. He's not really a great defender, but he's a good defender attacker. Number 8, the fallen monk pirate Uruj, Mad Monk himself. Uruj is still one of the best defenders in the game right now, although he's starting to become less and less used due to the fact that the way you become very tanky with this character is to be hit, be attacked. While getting attacked, he does get basically defense buffs stack up to 50%, where each attack by your enemy you'll be 5% added on top of your defense buff, and then once it reaches to 50%, then that's the maximum you get, and he will become very tanky. The only problem about this type of trait is Rogers can easily overpower you extremely quickly, and you will get knocked out very fast. The weakness about Monk Uruj is that if all the enemies start to attack you very early in the stage, then you'll be easily getting KO'd, and that is the risk on using Mad Monk. Hence why, to use this character very effectively, you have to play very cautious at the beginning of the match. Try to get hit and then regain your HP by relying on your skill 1, the Karmic Punishment in Goroshi, where it will basically extremely good. If it counters successfully or does successfully, it will regain some HP, but of course it's better if you do successfully counter somebody and basically one punch them. Most of the time, if your HP is very low, then it will basically one shot your opponent. If not, it will at least just punch them and send them flying out the way and gain some HP back. That is the key move that you need to use to survive and gain back HP, and then build up your defense stack up to 50%. Mad Monk Advance is not that great. It's quite slow, but if you manage to land this hit, you can actually KO quite a few people, especially Rogers. But with Uruj, you just have to play very carefully, especially now that there is a few characters that can basically move so fast. Oden is his major weakness. Oden will easily kill you if you don't build up your defense buff. Even though I have these defense medal sets, the damage reduction medal set, it will help out, but you still have to be very cautious with him. But once he's built up his defense stack, Roger and Oden or any other character will have a very hard time trying to take you out, but it will require you to be patient. Number 7, Fire Fist, Ace and Marco, the blue defender version. Well, the reason why I put him on number 7 is because this character is very good. Although he is blue defender, that basically is going to be quite a problem for the current meta where Rogers and Odins are running around. Ace Marco can actually handle himself quite easily due to the fact that he has a skill that is extremely good, the Marco shield, where it will block out most of your opponent from moving, coming towards you. They can't get through the shield, they have to break it first. The key way to play this shield is that precisely put it on the right position. Certain stages will really annoy a lot of opponents, especially like places that they'll prevent them from coming down the hill or up the stairs. It will prevent them from doing anything at all, and especially if you place it correctly where the treasure area is, you can capture it without getting damaged. But the shield relies on your HP, so hence why when you play this character, give him as much HP stack as possible, and then some attack so he could actually do some damage, because Ace Marco can't really do too much damage. Skill 2 Crossfire is just a charging move, and you'll be just using this just to take some cheap shot. Trait wise is good as well. It will help most of your allies. He's a great defender to tag along with your allies in the treasure area, so you could heal them, because skill 1 Marco's shield can actually heal people quite a lot. Also that when he basically tags along with your allies, he's got a great skill cooldown and does more damage. Hence why you will best is to hang around your treasure area. If you have allies nearby, stick with them. He does get about 20 plus 30, 50% damage reduction when he's basically kept his HP above 50% and hang around the treasure area. Ace Marco is a great defender personally. Not a lot of people using him because he's a blue element. That's why a lot of people have been put off. But if you use this character, you'll be a great support unit and you will win quite a few games with him. Just trust me on that one. I do have a gameplay for him, as I mentioned. Just look down the link down below in the description and just watch my gameplay for him. You'll be surprised. The medals that I also use for him is just generally trying to get his skill 1 back as quick as possible, also do more damage when he's in the treasure area, which is a straw medal, and Kaido's medal will just get skill 1 cooldown when he's getting attacked. So I would say comfortably Ace deserves in the top 10 list. Number 6, the greatest swordsman in the world, Mihawk. Mihawk certainly deserves the title greatest swordsman. Although he's not an attacker, he's a defender. He is one of the key characters you will need to use in the current meta, especially when you go up against Rogers and Oden in the matches. He is a green defender after all, so he has a color element advantage to basically survive attacks from Rogers, because if you rely on his traits, he will always continue to heal by just getting HP recovery from the damage he inflicted on your opponent. Plus, he will get roughly about that's basically give you 50% damage reduction if you get attacked by your opponent while in the treasure area, because you get 30 from natural damage reduction, also an extra 20% from attackers. So if Roger attacks you, you will get a 50% damage reduction plus another 30, that will be 80 damage reduction when you keep your HP above 50%. With the medal set I've equipped him as well, if you meet the right condition, he will get 100% damage reduction against Rogers. If Oden attacks you, you have to be a bit more careful, because Oden does do more damage against defenders when they hang around in the treasure area. Skills are extremely good. This move can travel through walls. You just need to, it's a charging attack, so you could actually release it early or charge it all the way, and it will just slash off triple slashes, and then if it cooks your opponent, it will damage them very heavily, and it can go through walls as well. The second skill is basically a two hits, so long range area attack. It will do a knockback effect as well, so you can use this to get Oden out the treasure, or you can just send people flying off, so you could actually continue to defend the treasure, and it reaches quite long as well. So I would say Mihawk is certainly deserved at the top 10 list. Number 5, Iron Pirates General Frankie. Well, you all know about General Frankie right now, that he is a very powerful defender and extremely tanky one if you play him right. Even he is a blue defender, not really a great element right now in the current meta. Frankie has good traits that actually can make up for all of that disadvantage. You all know that his skill 1 General Cannon will basically, well, it will hurt people, and you actually or either one-shot people by just playing smart with him with his traits. Every time he get attacked, it gets 10% attack stack up to 100%. You can launch that skill 1 anytime you like. It's up to you whenever you feel like it, because every time you hit somebody with that skill 1, you will gain HP recovery from 50% of it from the damaged output. So you will basically regain most of the HP pack. The maximum is 15,000, and then you will able to get out of status effect quite quickly. And of course, Frankie has a few good damage reduction traits, especially against runners, and if you left him alone to fight, then he will able to resist stagger as well, and he can't get knocked back, so he will be just going down on the floor instead of getting knocked away, so he can defend the treasure on his own really well. The maximum damage reduction he will get is roughly about 60 to 80% depending who you fight, but if you just have him with the medal set I normally will equip with all my defenders, it will give him roughly about 100% to 80% damage reduction when they fight against, depending who's the opponent. If it's Roger, he still can handle himself, as long as you just basically try to reserve your General Cannon. You could actually just continue to fight Roger as long as you hit him, regain your HP, and fight Roger in an endurance fight. If not, you could use your skill 2, that spinning sword attack will basically give anyone a hit and send them off flying off the treasure area, and General Frankie will definitely can actually defend the treasure area very well. Number 4, Superhuman Charlotte Katakuri. One of my personal favorite defenders in the game, and also one of my favorite, I would say, a anti-villain or kind of villainish But anyway, Katakuri is certainly definitely one of the best defenders right now in the current meta, especially if he go up against Rogers, and with the medals I've equipped him with, he will only get 1, 2, 3 digit damage from Rogers, and Roger always will have a headache against Katakuri in the right condition. Katakuri not only is a great defender, he does possess skill that can get pretty much continuous healing, which everyone's familiar with his Punch Mochi. He can get it back quite quickly. It's only 20-second cooldown, plus is a multiple hit. It's got a high chance to crit as well, and he does possess traits to regain HP for every critical hit it does deliver. But the most importantly is that he can dodge quite quickly every time he get hit. He does get a 50% dodge cooldown plus a 10% chance to dodge without taking any damages, including that he does have high damage reduction as well. So if he get attacked by attackers like Roger, he will get 50% damage reduction from them, and then 30% more damage reduction if he can keep his HP above 50%, which most of the time you will able to. We've combined the medal set I've normally equipped by defenders. He will get another 20 in the right condition. That will be roughly about 80% damage reduction immediately, or near 100%. And with the Grand Line and the Zoan tag, he's not gonna die at all. But if you fight him, if you get out your treasure area, then you'll be in trouble. But most of the time, Katakuri still can handle himself. Both skills are great. Knockback skills as well. You could easily get Oden out of the treasure area, and Katakuri is certainly definitely one of the best characters to use in the game right now, and he deserves on the 4th position. Number 3, the top 3 defenders right now in the current meta you will definitely should be using is Ines Lobby, Nico Robin, my favorite waifu in One Piece. And Robin, everyone should know by now, she's near immortal. She's probably actually the most toughest defender, and she pretty much won't die. Because of Robin's unique traits and skills, she will basically able to tank all the attack from anyone that go up against her. Rogers will struggle trying to take her out, but the condition is that Robin needs to build up her defense buff by just being attacked. Because every time she's been attacked, she will get a 5% defense increase. Maximum is a 70% cap, which is 20% more higher than Uruj. That's, well, she is a Bounty Festival character after all, so she is should be the more stronger one, and she does have massive skill cooldown from every hit she does. Well, not hit every hit it does is using skill 2, and also the most important that she does regain HP every time yourself or ally KO somebody, and when the treasure get captured, you get attack buff. So I would say for Robin, you don't really need to concern about any attack stats. Her skills are excellent. This skill, skill 1, will recover HP as well, that she gets 70% damage reduction while it's holding down skill button. If she holds that down, you're pretty much well able to take her out. The only knockback skills only can get her off this skill. But if she's holding this skill down, then you're not gonna able to budge her at all. She will be on that treasure for most of the time. It lasts, I think, about at least 5 to 7, 10 seconds. I can't remember now, but this is a very good skill. It's the same effect as Roger's skill 2, but of course doesn't do any damage, but she's just there to buy time. Her skill 2 is good as well. 2 hit. Once she hits you and send you off flying, it will confuse you, and then you'll just basically able to come walk in a straight line to come towards attacker. This is a very good skill to knock people off the treasure area or get Oden off the treasure. But Robin is certainly a very good defender right now. She's not the best defender to attack, but if you're looking to play her effectively, if you can secure the mid flag, get Robin in the middle, then you'll pretty much secure that middle flag. Not a lot of people could actually take her out. Even if Roger does build up his attack buff up to 100%, if you can get your defense buff high enough, you could resist it, and then you could actually survive multiple attacks from any characters. That's why I would say Robin is one of the top 3 defenders you should be using in the current meta. Number 2, Hero of the Navy, Monkey D. Garp, or in other words, Prime Garp or Young Garp. Garp is definitely one of the best defender you will have to try use in this current meta, because if you do possess him, then you will be a very good position, because Garp has most of the skills and trait that can actually give the current meta cancer characters a headache, because you know Garp, his normal attack could actually do a knockback as well, that he can actually do, well, massive more damage and damage reductions from captain characters, which most of the meta characters are captains, like Roger, Whitebeard, Luffy's, Blackbeard, you name it. Any captain tagged characters want to try to get rid of him, they're gonna have a very hard time. You can see all his character traits are perfectly designed to basically to attack Roger, really, and keep Roger down so he doesn't able to take the treasure from you. And Oden might give you a slight headache, because Oden has a ability to take out defenders. However, if he's trying to capture you, Garp has the skill that could actually get him off or get rid of anyone. Long range area attack, the giant iron ball, or you can just use his normal regular attacks, which basically able to do knockback effects anyway. So on the third hit, and he will always continue to regain HP from doing any knockback, and his damage reduction is not bad as well. He does possess 30% for staying in the treasure area, 20% more against attackers, and also he does have the extra damage reduction from characters who has buff states. So if anyone has a buff, attack buffs or defender buffs, it doesn't matter, he will get an extra 30% damage reduction. Hence why I would say he is perfectly designed to be Roger's nemesis. And also the medals I equipped him will also give him that extra defense, or well, not defense, more the damage reduction set. So if Garp is played correctly, he will not only knock out people, he will also can defend the treasure extremely well. He is one of the best defenders in the game right now. Okay, let's get to the top one then. Number 1. Raid on Onigashima, Monkey D. Luffy, or in other words, Raid Luffy. The reason why I picked Raid Luffy as number 1 on my list as well in the current meta, Luffy possesses all the traits and skills that you will need to able to defend the treasure and take on the current cancer characters like Rogers or Oden. Luffy can become very tanky. He is more like an attacker and an attacker-defender type, because he does possess skills that generally does a few damages, as well as defending treasures, including traits that can build up his defense buff quite quickly, as long you play him correctly. If you could catch any opponent with your Gum Gum Hawk Gatling, deliver that 13 consecutive skill hit, then you will able to build up at least straight away 39% that defense buff, because it's 3% each hit, so that will be 13 times 3, that's roughly 39% that defense buff straight away. And also you will get your skill cooldown for number skill 2 as well. Every knockback you do, you get HP recovery, so he can continue to heal. But the most important also is that his skill 1, if you can land a hit with Rogers especially, or any character that normally need to stack up their attack, they will basically Luffy will steal it from them, and then they will get removed, and then they'll just go back to 0, and they will not able to hurt you or any other characters as well, especially Roger will be crying. Also, he does able to basically get good decent damage reduction if he hang around in his treasure area. He get 50% damage reduction from attackers, so it's not bad. But if you most importantly can build up your defense stack up, then he can actually walk out the treasure area and start fighting anyone he wants. And Luffy will be a very devastating character to just take out anyone that you choose to, and that's why Luffy is an offense and a defensive character, so he's the more freedom character to use as long as you play him correctly. That's why I choose him to be the top defender in the game right now. Well, hopefully you like the list. This is my top 10 defenders in the current meta, and if you did like it, please like and subscribe to the channel, and share the video for anyone that want to see the top 10 defenders in the meta. I will be doing the runners in next week, so hopefully you will tune in for it, and hopefully see you next time on the next video then. See ya.